Hey everybody, today we are cooking some more of the foods that my ancestors would have eaten, and we are going to do cottage pie. Now, cottage pie and shepherd's pie are really close together. The only difference is cottage pie uses ground beef, shepherd's pie uses ground lamb. I'm going to do a spin on this, and I'm going to make it as twice baked potatoes. I have everything together that we're going to need for the recipe. I have my oven preheating at 375 Fahrenheit, which is 190 Celsius. I have my leeks cut in half and then cut into little half moons. I have my mushrooms cut into bigger chunks. I have my garlic minced, my thyme chopped, my rosemary chopped, along with bay leaves. I have 2 cups of frozen corn, 2 cups of frozen peas. Now, if peas and corn are in season and you can get it fresh, by all means use it fresh, but right now I'm having to buy it frozen. I have 2 pounds of ground beef. I have tomato paste, onion, my cinnamon, salt, pepper, my Killians, my Liam pairings, and my beef stock. And I already baked my potatoes. To do that, I just washed them off, stabbed the dickens out of them with a fork, wrapped them in tin foil, and I baked them at 400 for 45 to 60 minutes. You'll know they're done when a fork slides into them easily. Once that was done, I just cut off the very top to make like a little boat out of it, scraped the potato out, mashed it with butter, milk, salt, pepper, and Parmesan, and I put it in a piping bag. We're going to use that later. In my skillet, I have heated it up and I have melted 2 tablespoons of butter. To that, I am going to add a chopped medium-sized onion, some ground cinnamon, just a little bit. You don't need a lot because it's just enough to wake the flavor up a bit. And we are going to cook this on the stove until it is translucent. Our onions are translucent, so we are going to add our carrots to this, cook it for a couple minutes, and then we will add the rest of our veg. This dish is really good. It's got nice depth of flavor. My guys loved it. Now, I know I'm making a lot, but you can half the recipe if you need to. I like to make extra so I can make work lunches for my husband. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Our onions have some nice color to them. The carrots are starting to get a little color to them. So now we are going to throw in our mushrooms. And we're going to cook these down until they brown. Once they're almost brown, with about maybe 30, 60 seconds left, then we will add our garlic and cook it until it's aromatic. Everything is cooked down, so I've removed the veg from the pan. We are going to add our ground beef, spread it out, push it down, and you're going to cook this off with some salt and pepper until it gets nice, and you want some little crispy bits on it. You want to create a fond in the pan, because remember, golden brown is delicious. You want some flavor in your food. So I'm going to cook this down, and I'll be right back. I had a complete and utter brain fart, and I was supposed to put the leeks into the mixture when I added the carrots. So my beef is cooked. I took it out, sat it in a bowl. All I did was make an extra step for myself, and I'm going to cook the leeks down now. Remember, nobody's perfect in the kitchen. Mistakes are easily altered and fixed. All we got to do is cook these down, and then we can throw everything in them. But generally, they go in when the carrots go in. These are nice and translucent. We're going to push those to the sides. This is generally what you would do with the ground meat, is push it to the side, add your tomato paste to the center of the pan, and we're going to cook this till it's a nice rich red. And after that, we'll add everything else back. Our tomato paste is cooked off, so let's add everything to the pan. We're going to add back our veggie mix, which the leek should have been part of. We're going to put our ground meat back in the pan. Now we're going to add everything else. Put in your carrot or your peas, your corn. Give it a good stir. Don't worry, it'll cook down. And if not, we can dump it in a bigger pot. To this, we're going to add our beer. I know some people use red wine for this, but I prefer beer. And I'm using a good Irish beer. We're going to add our beef broth. Usually I would have homemade at home, but if you don't have homemade, just grab a thing from the grocery store. You're gonna add that in there. Okay, that's getting close to the top. We're going to add our lean pairings. That's the brand I prefer. It's the brand I grew up with. Some more pepper. Now we've got lots of salt in there, so as it cooks and stews, we'll be checking the salt levels and the spice levels just to make sure everything's where we want it to be. Now here's where I'm gonna add my thyme, my bay leaves, because we want this to stew for a little bit before we thicken it. We wanna make these flavors marry each other and get nice, rich, and deep. And you want to cook off the alcohol from the beer as well. Now, a little secret I'm going to give you to make dark gravies have more depth of flavor and be a little richer. Now, shh, don't tell no one. Take a black tea bag, put it in your gravy, and you're only going to leave that in there to stew for 3 minutes. At 3 minutes, take that out and let your mixture continue to stew for another 15 to 20 minutes. It has reduced down a lot, so what we're going to do now, before we thicken it, is remove the bay leaves. Remember, there's 2 of them in here. Where's the other one? Hello? There it is. No, it's not. That's an onion. I'll find it in a minute. But we're going to make a slurry, and this is how we're going to thicken it because we didn't make a roux. So you need 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water. You can put it in a jar and beat it with a spoon, or just put it in a jar like this, put the lid on, and shake the snot out of it. Okay. Oh, look, there's the other bay leaf. Thank you. Okay, we've shaken it up. We're going to pour this in. We're going to put it back on the stove. This will just, like I said, thicken what liquid's left, because you don't want it runny when you're stuffing your potatoes or putting in your pan. You want it to be nice and thick. So we're going to put this back on the stove, let it thicken, and then we'll fill the pans and stuff the potatoes. Our filling has thickened. We're now going to fill our little potato boats. I like to make them nice and full because my guys like to eat. And I want to make sure their tummies are full. Okay. Now, if you don't want to do it in the potatoes, you just put it in your regular pan and top it with the potatoes. And if you don't want to be fancy, you can just, oops, shit. I like to make it look pretty. So I like to put a nice tip on the end to make it just look cute for when my guys eat it. Because I was just a bougie that way. Pretty things, pretty food, you want to eat it. And it just looks nicer and says, I love you enough that I took time to make your dinner look nice. And then that sits on the tray to go in the oven. For his work lunch ones, I'm just going to fill these. They're mini cake trays. So it's going to make him mini ones. I'm going to fill these. Son of a bitch. Don't burn your hands. You're going to fill it, top it with the potato. Now, these you can either bake, and he can reheat them at work, or you can reheat them at work, or you can freeze them just like this. Put the caps on them because they have little lids. Freeze them, and then during the week when you want something quick and easy to make, you just pull it out of the oven, out of the freezer, not out of the oven. My potatoes, being a brat, there we go. You just pull it out, defrost it, throw it in the oven, and bake it off. Our oven is preheated to 375 Fahrenheit, 190 Celsius. We are going to put these in the oven and bake it for 20 to 30 minutes. Once the top gets golden brown, you'll know it's done. Look at that, y'all. Doesn't that look delicious? My guys are gonna love this. Now, when you first take it out of the oven, you need to let it rest for 10 minutes because that filling is bubbling and brewing, and you do not want to burn yourself. Let it cool a couple minutes so it finishes thickening, and then we will get my husband in here to taste test it. There you go, y'all. They're done. Let's get my guys in here to try these and see what they think of them. Hello, my lover. Bubby.
Maybe. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's running away from you.
Oh, my God. That is so good. That is where it's at.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. All right, thanks.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay, as usual, the recipe will be in the description for y'all to see. If you're enjoying my content, please like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. You know all the little goodies to do. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. That's good.